Hi, this is Matt Clark, and this video is called Why I Prefer Private Labeling. Now, this video was actually one of the last videos we've created. The reason this is because, uh, you know, I really wanted to get across this idea that private labeling offers such a huge opportunity. This is what so many really big companies actually do. Big, companies in all kinds of different categories. I don't remember what the statistic is, but a good chunk of all the people who sell technology products, for example, like a VCR, they're still being sold, believe it or not, but there's only a couple companies that actually manufacture them. All the other big, huge name companies, technology brands that you know, are basically private labeling those products. There's such a huge opportunity because you don't have to manufacture anything. If you find a good source, you're able to get a good, high quality product and basically slap your label on it. And then you do what you do best, which is pull out your sort of marketing strategies and get to work. With that said, I mean, Amazon lends itself to this strategy very, very well because it allows you to create your own unique listings. You've learned about that in other videos, and hopefully this video really drives home the fact that I think private labeling is definitely the way to go. Drop shipping is easy. We still do a lot of drop shipping. Selling branded products is nice, but if you really want to sort of take the cake, then being able to create your own brand that you completely control, especially with Amazon, where you're the only person selling it, is very, very valuable. So I think the best way to show you this is to show you with a product that we're actually selling right now. So with that said, let me jump over to the internet real quick, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So here I am over at Amazon.com, and I've searched at the top for raspberry ketones. You've heard me mention this in other videos. I actually found this product directly looking at Amazon and basically saw this opportunity, jumped in here, bought a bunch of domains, have done some wholesaling of this product, and have sold a ton of it on Amazon. We have multiple listings, private label, and dropship products. But what I want to show you is just an example of both. Example of a product that we are basically selling a branded product. I mean, we're doing this all fulfillment by Amazon, but we're selling a branded product, which you could consider wholesaling or even drop shipping. You're basically selling somebody else's product. And then I'm also going to show you an example of the same exact product that we're selling private label. So first off, you see this top listing here. Raspberry Ketone Lean Advanced Weight Loss Supplement by Moritz Meyer. Moritz Meyer is actually a brand of this product that wholesales to people also. For one of our products, for one of our raspberry ketone products, this is actually who we buy from. This is the actual source. With that said, they've allowed people to put their brand on here and have not controlled price whatsoever. So what happens whenever something like that happens and nobody's controlling price, it's the natural sort of tendency of a market to drive the selling price down, basically to cost. That's sort of the natural tendency of a commoditized market. And they basically, because of not controlling their own price and what price people can sell their products at, they've basically allowed that to happen. This hasn't happened in other weight loss product markets that I've followed, but I mean, it happens, in plenty of markets, but, wasn't expecting that with this, but this is sort of what's happened. So with that said, we're looking at this thing right now, and the buy now price is $6.49. And with that said, we are the buy now price right now. Whenever somebody clicks on this product, the number one selling product for raspberry ketones, whenever somebody clicks on this is basically us. So with that said, I'm going to jump over to that product page to show you something real quick. So here we are at the product page. As you can see, 83 customer reviews, 88 likes, $6.49. This is what we're selling it at right now. But I want to show you something. See this number right here? 22 new. That means there's 22 other people selling this product right now. That's a lot of people to have to compete with. And like I've said, like you've learned about in the buy box video, is that if you don't have the buy box, meaning that when somebody clicks this, just clicking on the product page, just like I just did, that means you're fighting for scraps down here. By the only way people are going to get to you is if they click this little link right here, which I'm going to do right now to show you what we're sort of working with here. So here I am, just sort of in the middle of these listings right now. As you can see, there's people selling this thing at $7.99, $8.79, $3.99 plus $4.99 shipping, $7.38. So a lot of these are, somewhat cheap. There's people who are selling at a higher price. They're not even anywhere on the page. This person's selling it at $6.29 with $5.99 shipping, etc., etc. There's tons of other people who are selling this product. If at any time they want to knock me out of the buy box, all they've got to do is drop their price, and I'm gone. That's basically all it takes. You have a few different levers to play around with, such as offering fulfillment by Amazon and that kind of thing. But if they want to drop me off, they basically just have to drop price, then it becomes a price war, which this thing will probably become before too long, within the next couple of weeks, I imagine. So we're going to have to keep lowering our price, basically. There's not many other ways you can really compete. You can run promotions and that kind of thing, but this is sort of what we're dealing with. Got a ton of people competing for this thing. Now let me show you something interesting. I'm going to jump back over to the search page, scroll down a little bit, still on the first page. This listing right here that you see in the middle of the page, number 13 right now, is one of our Raspberry Ketones listings. Like I said, we have multiple ones. This is one of our Raspberry Ketones listings. This is a private label listing that we have. The funny thing is, this is the exact same product as that one I just showed you. There's absolutely no difference. We've just thrown a label on there, basically. All we did was put our own label on there, which cost us about 40 cents a label because I was in a rush to get this done. Basically paid about 40 cents a label, slapped it on the bottle, and this is pretty much what we have. It's all getting fulfilled by Amazon. But the funny thing is, it's the exact same product. And this is number 13. You may think that's a little bit lower for this thing. Obviously not going to get as many sales as number 1, but we're doing some other promotional methods around this thing. This, obviously will bump up in ranking pretty fast here. It's just sort of actually started promoting this thing. But anyways, what I want to say here is that it's number 13, but this thing is still getting a ton of sales. This thing's doing about 50 sales a day. So, with that said, it's bringing in a decent chunk of change. And let me click on this listing right here. I actually have it open in another window. But when I click on this listing, let me show you something over here. So here we are at the page for this listing. If you see right here, you know what the cool thing about this is? It's absolutely blank. This means there's nobody else who can sell this product because it's our own brand. Nobody else is allowed to sell this product. If they did, they'd basically be violating Amazon's policies. We would tell on them in a second and basically get them kicked out of there. With that said, it's a private label product. There's nobody else selling that. And did you notice something else? This product's selling for $14.97. The other one was selling for $6.49. Same exact product, same exact cost, absolutely nothing different. So I hope that one example, I'm going to jump back over to the presentation to go through a couple more quick slides, one that shows you the math behind this. But this quick example should really sort of drive home the fact that private labeling is definitely a huge opportunity. You can make a lot better margins. This is the same reason why a lot of big marketers claim that you basically can raise your prices as soon as you basically want to. This is why people charge high prices for anything, because they're able to make more margins. With better marketing, you can charge higher prices. That's basically all there is to it. If you're selling a commoditized product, it's basically going to keep getting driven down to cost, especially when you're using something like Fulfillment by Amazon, because you don't really have to do any work behind it. So there's no oh, I'm not making that much money, let me get out of this. If you're making any money, it doesn't make you have to do any work, basically. Basically, you don't really care if it makes pennies, basically, because you're still making money on the deal. So with that said, let me jump back over to the presentation and show you the math behind this, how this works out. So here we are. This is a little bit jumbled together. There's a lot of text here, but let me just sort of show you real quick. Private labeling profits is what this slide is called. Now, first off, for this particular product, with the label on there and with the actual bottle cost, we've ordered quite a bit of this product, so we've gotten our cost down pretty low, probably cheaper than most people are getting it. With that said, cost on this thing is about $4, $4 a unit, $4 a bottle. Brand selling price, that Moritz Meyer thing that you saw, that's the #1 listing right now, just because they were sort of in there first and their price is ridiculously low, that we own the buy box for right now, so we're getting all those sales. The brand selling price is what I'm calling that, $6.49, not that much higher than $4. Our margin on this is about $1.50 a unit after Amazon takes out their 15%. Because we're doing Fulfillment by Amazon, there's a few more, pennies here, basically, that we're having to pay to Amazon to fulfill this thing. But aside from that, we don't get charged shipping and that kind of thing. So margin's about $1.50 a unit. With a private label product, we're selling it for $14.97. And I say a plus because whenever that thing rises up in rankings, we plan on increasing the price to make more margin because the thing will still stick there. You didn't see it, but there's another listing on there that's one of the top listings up there that has been there since the beginning, and they're doing very, very well with a product that's priced at, I believe, like 25 or 30 bucks. It's pretty much the same product, slightly different, but they basically have their own private label product and are basically making a ton more margin than everybody else just because they've raised their prices and they're not selling a commoditized product. So with that said, margin on the private label price, $10.97 a unit. $1.50 versus $10.97 a unit. Same exact product, same exact ingredients, everything. The only difference is that this one we've private labeled. So our private label margin is over 7 times the branded. So at 1,000 units, that's $1,500 versus $10,970 in profits. Huge, huge difference. Can make the difference between, this, barely being able to or not being able to pay your bills versus, living okay, not doing too bad with 10 grand a month. It's more than most people make. But, it's not all absolutely perfect. I can't give you a guaranteed strategy for finding a perfect private label source. There's some products out there you're going to have to dig a little harder to be able to find a good private label source. A company that'll put your label on it, a company that will, offer you a good price, a company that will basically give you the opportunity to order in smaller quantities so you're not breaking the bank trying to test out this opportunity. It takes some work. You're going to have to call around. Depending on the product, it may be easier, it may be harder. Health supplements is generally a lot easier just because there's so many people selling pretty much the same stuff. But aside from that, it takes a little bit of work. Even with this product, I had to call around to a few different people, especially at the beginning when the thing was going really, really crazy because nobody had it in stock. I had to call around, tap my resources, that sort of thing, and got it done. But you have to call some people and do that kind of thing. It's not just like money's just going to start pouring in your door because you got to find the product first and find a good source. It depends on the brand and the product category, how easy this is going to be, or what your options are, but and also how much you're willing to try to find it. Like I said, $1,500 versus $10,000, that's only on 1,000 units. We're selling far, far more of that in that first listing and are about to start selling far, far more of that second listing. So, and we're already actually selling more than that of that second listing now that I think about it. But with that said, it's very, very interesting things when you start private labeling your own products, because you're able to create your own Amazon listing and basically build up your own brand and completely control the listing and make a ton more profit. So that's sort of my rant about why private labeling is such a good opportunity. Hope that sort of helps you out. Hope that clarifies a few things, and look for the next video.